Happy Friday, friend. If you're anything like me, you have a dice purchasing addiction. Well, lucky for you, I'm going to show you how you can fix that in today's tutorial with just one easy step. Okay, maybe it's not one step, but I promise this is easy. You're going to need a flat surface, some coffee filters, and lukewarm water, some pointed Q-tips, and this is totally preference, but I like using one of those little paint trays, and some fine glitterific paint from Folk Art. Of course, you're also going to need some dice, or in my case, I'm just inking a singular D20. And I found that glitter inking over already dried metallic paint works best. For my technique, you do not want to use a regular paintbrush, but you actually want to use an eyeshadow brush. And that's because this paint is extremely thick. It's actually more of a glitter glue than it is an actual paint. Here you can see me struggling to get that paint out of the tube. I actually glob out too much. Here you can see me trying to scoop back some of that ink back into the tube. If this happens to you, just remember to wipe off the rim because, like I said, this is essentially glitter glue. After squeezing out some of that glitter ink, you are going to want to use a dabbing motion to transfer some of the glitter ink onto the brush. And it's that same dabbing motion that you are going to use to transfer the glitter ink from the brush onto the die. Now, it's important that you take your time here with this step because unlike regular acrylic ink, the glitter is only going to be where you place it. Once your number is full of glitter, you're going to use the same wiping motion to get rid of any excess glitter. Even after wiping the die face, you're still going to be left with some sticky residue. Here is when you're going to take that pointed Q-tip to rub off any excess glitter from each die face. Then you're going to follow that up by wiping the die face on a clean coffee filter. This should remove most of the residue and any leftover glitter bits. My advice for you is to take your time and do as much upfront cleaning of each dice face during this process as you can while the glitter ink is still wet. Glitter inking is not for the faint of heart, but trust me, in the end it is all worth it because you will be left with a stunning dice. Now, this is not the only way that you can glitter ink dice. I have several other dice making friends that use various techniques. Another way that you can glitter ink dice is by using a tacky glue-like Mod Podge and then sprinkling loose glitter onto the die. Loose glitter is literally the worst, which is why I prefer to use this technique instead. And if you're a dice maker watching this video and you have a preferred method for glitter inking, please let me know because as you can see here, it takes a long time to clean the glitter glue off, and if there's an easier way to do it, I'm all ears. Now, this video is only about 5 minutes long because I am only showing myself inking 4 sides of this D20. I have the attention span of a goldfish and could not imagine making you sit through the whole 25 minutes it took me to ink this D20. And while it only took me 20 minutes to ink this singular die, if I'm doing a full polyhedral set, I would say it takes around an hour to do the full inking. So if you're someone that sells your polyhedral dice, please include that extra time that it costs to do this process in your pricing. Once you are finally done inking all the numbers, you need to let the die rest overnight before you can clean it. Now, I did learn the hard way that you need to clean off this glitter paint 24 hours after it is initially painted. Now, I totally failed when it came to cleaning off this die. I tried using some room temperature soapy water that I had sitting around to buff off that 3-face. And since I was on vacation, I waited 48 hours before starting the process. And then it dawned on me that I should probably be using some warmer water. That was definitely the right move because the warmer water really helped break up some of that leftover residue that was on each of the dice faces. Now, even if you're incredibly careful during the inking process, you are going to have that leftover residue. Like, it's inevitable, so don't be too hard on yourself if you have a bunch of residue that you need to clean up the day after inking. So again, just take your time, clean off each face. The residue will eventually come off, I promise. Cleaning off this three-face was a little bit of a battle, but as you can see, I got it all clean in the end. I didn't want to bore you with the whole cleaning process, so here's a little time lapse. In the end, I would say the whole cleaning process took about 20 minutes. And if you lost a little bit of the shine during this process, just do a final pass on the white soda and it will be sparkling in no time. And look at that, you have given that old die some new life. I can't wait to see how you transform your own die sets, and I hope to see you next time.